Revelation chapter 3, as we look at verses 1 through 6. So Revelation chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. And if you have been with us over the past few months, you know we are looking at the 7 churches in the book of Revelation. We come now to the 5th church, the church in Sardis. You may have noticed, as we've been looking at these churches, so far there's only been one church that was doing well, and that was a church in Smyrna. These other churches all had some sort of issue. Now, as we looked at these, they each had their own particular context. They each had their own particular issue. But as we look at them as a whole, we find that all these churches and all their issues share something in common. And that they have made a deliberate decision to turn away from Jesus and to turn away from His Word. Now, it may not have been a complete turning away, but instead of choosing as a church and choosing as a people to be fully face-to-face with Jesus, at some point along the way, they've decided to start turning more and more away from Jesus. Still trying to keep an eye on Him, still trying to keep maybe a big toe or a few toes in His Word, but turning more away from Jesus and His Word into the world. So for whatever reason and context, we find that these churches, these Christians, are somewhere along the way in the process of choosing to turn away from Jesus and choosing to not obey His Word. And what we see in these churches, in their testimonies, what we see throughout Scripture is this never turns out well. There's never a single testimony of a church or a Christian that can say, I ignored Jesus. I turned away from Jesus,